AmFam, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a comparison between the new Laura Mercier blurring powder and the original Laura Mercier powder. Both of these are in translucent honey. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so foundation is already on. I use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and then for my concealer, I use the Black Opal Concealer. Everything used will be down below in the description as per usual. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the new Laura Mercier powder, the blurring powder, on this side of my face, which is my right side, and then we're going to put the original formula on the left side of my face. So the first thing that I always like to do is set the under eyes first. So using a puff, these are the puffs that I have been ranting and raving about. I use them on my clients and on myself. So I am just going to go ahead and press this in here. Don't want to get too much though. And we're going to start off by just pushing this into the skin. I like the puff because I feel that this just gives you such a smoother look. I used to always say use pressed powder because I just felt like they were easier on the under eyes, and then I kind of flip-flopped and went back to translucent, the loose powder, but then that got on my nerves because of the mess. But I realized it's not necessarily the pressed or the loose, that's just going to be a preference. It's this right here is the magic key to just making sure that that under eye area is smooth and you don't get any crazy creasing. All right, so that is our new Laura Mercier, the blurring side. So I'm going to just push that off to the side, taking my puff. I'm just gonna wipe off whatever is left over. So there's nothing else on here. See, nice and clean. And now we're gonna go with the OG side, still in honey. Got quite a bit. I put a cotton round at the top of it if I travel with it, so that way it doesn't go all over the place. All right, so we got that. And also give it a little shake sometimes too, because that can prevent you from getting too much product. And then we are just going to press this. So I have been using the translucent powder, the new one, but I have not done them side by side. So this is my first time actually seeing them side by side, and already immediately I can tell you that I feel like the blur powder side sinks into the skin way better than over here, because like if you over here, I feel like the old Laura powder is more brightening, you know what I mean? I can see like a slight cast, but that's an easy fix. I can just kick that off like so. So this is very interesting. So the old Laura Mercier powder is more brightening. However, the newer one is more, I feel like it looks smoother and blurs. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up and see what it do. So next up, really quickly, before I set the rest of my face, I am going to go in with a sculpting product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wand. I really hope she comes out with deeper shades in this, because I do like this product. If you're my skin tone or lighter, this is gonna work on you, but if you are deeper than me, this is not gonna work. My only hang up with this product, other than I wish she would have one more shade, is the component. I get it, but it can get a little messy sometimes. So I'm just gonna go ahead. And I like this product for if I just want a very like soft sculpt, nothing too serious. I'm like trying to be super careful because one time I used it, I squeezed out way too much and I made a huge mess. And I do love it for sculpting around the nose. It is perfection for that. All right, so we are all sculpted. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and set the rest of the face. So I'm going to just take a powder brush here, tap into there, and then I am just going to start working this into my skin as per usual. All right, so this is our blurring powder side. Then we're going to go in with the original translucent honey on the other side. All right, AmFam, what do you think? So this side is the new blurring powder side, and then over here is our original OG side. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you truly tell a difference? I definitely feel like, especially for just under eye purposes, I do like the blurring side better. I don't know, I just feel like the original one is a little bit heavier and drier up under the eyes. However, is this big enough of a difference for you to run and get it? Like, especially if you already have the original. And I'm really irritated because I just bought this at the beginning of June because I ran out of my other one. So when I saw that this one came out, I was like, really? You gotta be kidding me. But it's fine, whatever. It is what it is. But I don't know, you tell me, is this a big enough difference for you? I don't know. I feel like with just me looking at myself right now, it looks the same. The only thing that I can truly see a difference is that with the original powder here, it's definitely brighter. So if you are someone who does like to go for that brighter under eye look, I feel like you're going to get that more so with the first original powder than you will the second. Keep in mind, these are both honey, so they're not different shades or anything. However, this one, it didn't make it as bright as this side, but I feel like this side is less drier and it doesn't seem as heavy. Again, that's just what I'm thinking right now. In fact, let's just give it a spray to see. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Spray. Because sometimes I can get a little heavy-handed with powder. So let's see if that'll give it more of a lived-in look and maybe not look as cakey perhaps. Which, I shouldn't say cakey, it just looks a little heavy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and then we're gonna assess this thing, okay? I am back and the face is complete. All products used will be down below in the description box, and I know someone's gonna ask. Yes, I filmed the eye look for this. It'll be coming up soon using the Juvia's Place Culture palette. It's just so much fun. A little color to the life. Okay, so let me pull y'all back in, all right? So we've had some time for this to sit, kind of marinate and do its thing on the face. And as far as I am concerned, with my natural eye, looking at my viewfinders, everything looks the same to me, okay? Now, everyone has a bunch of makeup, everyone has a bunch of setting powders, y'all are not new to this. Now we got to get fine-tuned to the nitty-gritty because y'all need to know, do I need to spend my money on this? Here's what I am going to say. Laura Mercier original, it's gonna, of course, oil control. You can use it to set up under your eyes. This is a little heavier up under the eyes, okay? I noticed that immediately, especially once I realized how this went on versus this one. This is a little bit heavier. However, I feel that this is going to give you more of that brightening effect, okay? Now, as far as the blurring powder, I do feel like it does add a blurring effect to the skin. This is lighter in regards to the under eye area, and I feel like it does give you that blurring effect up under the eyes as well. But I also feel that this is less drying, okay? So as far as which one do you need, here's what I am going to say, because y'all know it's my duty to let y'all know what's good in these makeup streets. I never like to push a bunch of products on y'all. I just do my reviews in case you're curious and you want to know, okay? So if you already have this, I would say use this first, okay? Now, the only reason why I would say go run and get this one is just for the simple fact that this is like just lighter up under the eye, okay? I personally feel that the majority of people use Laura Mercier powders for setting up under their eyes. And in regards to that, because this does give you a slight blurring effect. Now, I do feel like with them side by side, I mean, is it anything that you can tell like, oop, I know you've got Laura Mercier blurring powder under your eyes? Like, hell no, no one's gonna be able to tell that, okay? That's just wild. However, if you are someone that maybe has if you do have maybe drier skin, or you have finer lines, or you just notice you tend to get really, really cakey up under the eyes, I would 100% recommend that you get this. Now, y'all know I always keep it a buck, okay? So now I have to make a decision because I literally just bought this one in June, okay? I have this one. I also have the deep powder, and then I also have, this was hiding out in the back of my drawer. I didn't know till the other day. I cleaned it out. Fashion Fair powder. So I have 3 loose powders. I don't need another one, okay? I just don't. I'm very mindful of my own consumption. I like to keep my collection as niche down and as small as possible. And with me just buying the translucent honey, I still have the Fashion Fair. Like, I need to utilize these before I get this. So I am going to return this, not because it's bad. I just have a bunch of other things that I need to get through as well. And then this is just coming from a preference standpoint. Me personally, I prefer to use pressed powders up under my eyes. I use pressed powders on my clients just for the sake of the mess. Y'all, I cannot stand the mess that you get with loose powders, which is why I was flip-flopping. And once I found this and realized this made a huge difference as far as how things go on up under the eyes, I was like, you know what? I'm going back to press. But again, this is just preference. You do you, and you do what works best for you. However, for me in my house right now, I've got these 3 powders that I need to use. So therefore, I'm sorry, right now, she doesn't have a place in my home. So again, not a bad powder. Do I recommend it if you are maybe on the hunt for one, if you have drier skin, if you tend to get a little bit more crapier, cracky up under the eyes? Yes, 100%. But if you don't have those issues and you're like me and you already have a bunch of powders, you use what you have first, okay? I am always gonna tell y'all to utilize what you got. And then maybe once I get halfway through, I'll come back around. If I still feel the need to grab this, I will. But I'll tell you right now, the powders that I have been using for setting up under my eyes, I have been using the LYS Triple Fix Brilliance. I've been using these in my client kit. I have other ones for that. And then I've been using the Pat McGrath under eye powder as well. Again, they're pressed, less mess, easy to travel. That just makes my life simple. And y'all know I am all about keeping things simple. So down below in the comments, I want to hear your thoughts, good, bad, or indifferent. Keep it cute or keep it on mute because I don't got time for nonsense, okay? Thank you so much for watching. You know the deal, keep it simple, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.